my name is Kathryn. I'm an intern here for Lead Abroad, and today we're having our Tuesday Lunch Club, which is something Lead Abroad likes to do because we're in a new place, meeting all new people in a new culture, and it's good to just kind of have some time to reflect on that ourselves, share that with the rest of us, and especially the staff. We love hearing about your experiences and really taking time to kind of reflect on those memories. So today we're talking about breaking through boundaries, which is super, super important, especially in the fact that we're in the first few days of being abroad, and undoubtedly you're going to have boundaries and obstacles that you need to overcome. So boundaries, what are boundaries? Does anyone have any examples of any they can think of? Laws, yeah, for sure. Rails, things like that, physical boundaries, yeah. Yeah, so boundaries can be physical, they can be more personal, and some, boundaries are good sometimes. They keep us safe, they keep us, especially in a new country, we don't really know a lot of the customs. Boundaries can be helpful, they can be supportive. On the other hand, there can be a dark side of boundaries. So I would say these are more personal boundaries, more than physical ones. So as you can see, here's a little picture of a guy who's trying to succeed and trying to get there, but he's stuck in his comfort zone and he's so close, but that's the one thing holding him back. Well, that's something we don't want here. We don't want you to feel like you're holding yourself back for making these incredible memories, because you're abroad only, once in your life? This is the time that you need to take to step out of your comfort zone and break through those boundaries so you can have the best experience possible. So, boundaries to break through. These are a few examples of boundaries: obstacles, stereotyping, those self-imposed boundaries that we just talked about, and time and energy. So you're always going to have an obstacle when abroad. That's just a fact. You're going to have obstacles in life. I remember when I went abroad to Spain, I was mortified when I lost my retainer. I thought it was the end of the world. I called my mom crying. I was like, I can't do this. My retainer is gone. At home that wouldn't be a big deal, but here it was such a big deal, and I needed my retainer. So, that was a boundary for me. Everyone's looks different, and everyone's going to have their own boundary that they need to get through. That was just mine. So it's important that you can recognize those boundaries and don't let them stay in your way, obstacles. So what I want is for everyone to find someone that they haven't talked to on the trip yet, and if you could get together with them and share an obstacle that you've had so far. I'm sure everyone has had plenty, but just share one. So take time and talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so I'm going to bring the group back together. If you're comfortable with your partner sharing your obstacle, you can nod your head and tell them that. And I would just like to hear from a few people and the obstacles that they've encountered so far. Yeah. You lost your luggage. Oof. That's going to happen. These things are going to happen. Unfortunately, it's awful when it does happen, but it's definitely something that we can work through and that we can get through. But I'm very sorry to hear about your luggage. Almost missed your flight. Okay, another obstacle. Thank God you made your flight, but definitely something that's not fun to work through at the moment. Obstacles can be challenging, but we're all here and we're all present, which is awesome. So obstacles, what we just talked about. Assumptions. So this is another type of boundary that we can experience. This is something that we all do. We all can be aware or unaware to it. We make assumptions about other people, about other cultures. But while you're here, I really want to encourage you to try and not do that. Try and go in with the most open of minds and really experience the culture you're in and try and understand it. The more you can try and put yourself in the culture, the more you're going to get out of this experience. And the more you try and put yourself in situations with new people, either on the trip or in the country we're in, you're going to get more out of your experience. I remember I was the only person, I thought, not from the South on my trip, and I was so nervous, and I thought everyone knew each other, and I knew nothing about football from, Clemson or Auburn. I knew nothing about that. So I was super nervous, and what I kept telling myself was I just need to go in with an open mind, and I need to break through my own boundary, basically. And after, a few nervous moments, I made the best of friends I could have imagined. I put myself out there, and that's something that I want for all of you, to make friends with new people and to just really take this experience to break through those boundaries, because I am so grateful that I did. I made the best of friends. So, self-preservation. Basically, this is the point where it's important to, conserve your time and energy, but make sure that you're using it wisely, and make sure that, you're putting yourself out there. As much as we want to take time for ourselves and, really, I guess, me time, it's important that we're putting ourselves out there, and that we're really doing things for ourselves as well. Because, we're with a lot of new people who we don't know. Make sure that, you're staying true to yourself, and you're really just doing what makes you happy. That's gonna, in the long run, those are the memories you're gonna remember, the things that truly made you happy. And limited resources. So time and energy, again, what are we focusing our resources on? We have a lot of energy, but that can be drained quickly if we're focusing on things that aren't really important and we don't need to focus on. Time, another thing that we wish we had more time to have, but we're only here for 5 weeks, and while that can seem like forever, it's not. And this is the time where we want to make those memories, do the things we really want to do, we always want to do. Let's say you want to go bungee jumping. Let's say you're scared of heights and you want to try bungee jumping just to, say you did it. Great. Make sure you're making the time to do those awesome things that you want to do while still having time to study and hang out with the friends and, building this experience for yourself. So our obstacles. There are different kinds of obstacles. So we have things like problems. Problems have a solution. Let's say you want to do La Sagrada Familia and your friend wants to go take a cooking class. Solution. You do that one day, you do the cooking class the other day. A regrettable situation. So this is a situation where you have no control and there really isn't a solution. So those are the types of moments where you don't want to put all of your time and energy into those, because you're not really going to make much progress or anything out of that. You're just going to waste your time and energy, which is something that's really valuable while you're here and something that you need to cherish and save. And unavoidable conflicts. Let's say that you have an exam and a class, but you really want to go on that flight to Italy. Make sure that you're not putting your time and energy into things that obviously it can't happen. You can't be in 2 places at once. That's not, that's just not possible, which is unfortunate. But let's make sure that we're focusing our time and energy into things that we can solve, problems that we can fix, because those things are going to help us have the best experience possible. Where do we focus our energy? Again, so this is important. Don't drag out problems that you can't solve, because not everything abroad is going to go the way you expect it to, and things happen and we can't fix everything. So making sure that you're putting your time and energy into things that are keeping you happy and making your experience more memorable and not taking away from that. So travel as practice. Make sure that you're keeping this experience with an open mind. Make sure that you're meeting new people. This is one time in your life that you're probably never going to see a bunch of these people ever again, but make sure that may not be the case. Make sure you're making these friends, making these connections with people from all over the country. I can say for myself, this has been one of the most amazing experiences, and I've met some of my best friends in the whole world because I put myself out there and I took a leap of faith and it worked out. Get out of your comfort zone and make sure to take your time and energy really seriously, because that's something that you really need to preserve, and you really need to use it wisely, because you want to do everything that you want to remember in 20 years down the road when you were abroad. So grit is a really important topic. It's something that goes along with facing obstacles. And do you have grit? People always say, do you have grit? And Courtney Rodabaugh, one of Lead Abroad's founders, was invited to speak at UGA's business school Honors Day in April. And this is what she said about grit. The great thing about grit is that it is a muscle that can be strengthened. Don't outsource your obstacles, not to your parents, a friend, or to your future self by ignoring a problem. Each challenge prepares you for the next, and that makes you stronger. So make sure that when you have obstacles, you feel like you can face them. It's good to ask for help sometimes. It's good to talk to friends and talk to family, but, make sure you're not running, calling your parents every time you have an obstacle. This is a time where you're abroad, you're independent. You are truly in a new space with all new people in a new culture, kind of by yourself. So it's important that you're taking the time to really discover your grit and strengthen that. So when you do go to the States, when you do go home, you'll be able to kind of use that and grow upon that. So this is kind of the grade your grit test. You don't need to write this down, just kind of think about it. Did you stick to your latest goal or quit? Do you step outside of your comfort zone? Is your first instinct in a crisis to phone home or solve it yourself? Do you find yourself losing control of your emotions frequently? And do you enjoy the drama? So just kind of reflect on that, think on that, and think about your grit and, what you think it is and what you want it to be, because being abroad is something that takes grit out of anybody. It just does, with how many obstacles and just new experiences that you're facing. You definitely need grit. So just kind of reflect on that and see where you think you are. So success. We all want to be successful on this trip, and I know we all will be. Success abroad, it looks different for everybody. Everyone's experience is going to look different. Maybe success for you is, going skydiving. Maybe success for you is trying that new food that you never thought you would like. Maybe success for you is talking to that one person that you really wanted to talk to and you made friends with them. So success really is different for everybody, but everyone can find success in their own way, which is super cool. And I think, taking advantage, breaking through those barriers, facing obstacles, those are things that are going to lead to your success. So homework, we can watch this video later if we have time, but basically I want everyone to try and strengthen their grit. So I'm sure we're all going to face an obstacle in the next few days. I know I will. I'll probably lose my retainer again. And I want everyone to try and use yourself as your resource for that, because I think we're all very capable of more than we even think we are, and kind of look upon yourself to solve some of your problems, which can be really empowering. And share with us what's on your bucket list, what you're doing. We're always here to help plan trips. If anyone wants to post on Insta this week, then breaking through a boundary, we're having a giveaway this week, which is super exciting. But yeah, just keep us in the loop, and if you ever need anything, we're always here. We're super excited to see how your trip goes and to help you through the process. So I'll see you guys next week.